welcome to our impromptu tea and chat today, Friday the 18th of February. Impromptu because of Storm Eunice, which is blowing outside. Unfortunately, we had to make the difficult decision to close our libraries across Wiltshire libraries today to keep our staff as safe as possible. So instead, as I say, we're doing a few impromptu live sessions today. We've had a morning rhyme time this morning, and we've got another live rhyme time this afternoon at 3 o'clock. So do look out for those if you know anyone with young children. But I'm going to be sharing some poetry for you today for this afternoon. I've got my hot drink here. I'm actually drinking, this is a hot ginger and lemongrass beverage, which I rather love, in my lovely spotty mug here. So I hope maybe you've got something warm to drink over the next 20 minutes whilst I share a selection of poems. Now, the first one I'm going to share with you today is one by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. I don't know whether you saw my tea and chat in autumn, but I did share a couple of Coleridge because I was really, I went to visit Coleridge Cottage in Netherstowey, which is on the Quantocks. As I say, back in autumn. It was wonderful to go to the cottage and learn a bit about Coleridge, and I did pick up this lovely book full of his poems, including the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. And so I thought I'd start by sharing a couple more Coleridge poems with you. Now, the first one is quite a short one. It's called Something Childish but Very Natural, and apparently he wrote it whilst he was living in Germany, obviously in Germany. So this is Something Childish but Very Natural by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. If I had but two little wings and were a little feathery bird, to you I'd fly, my dear, but thoughts like these are idle things, and I stay here. But in my sleep to you I fly, I'm always with you in my sleep. The world is all one's own, but then when one wakes, and where am I? All alone. Sleep stays not, though a monarch bids, so I love to wake ere break of day. For though my sleep be gone, yet while 'tis dark one shuts one's lids, and still dreams on. That's Something Childish but Very Natural by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So he's talking a bit about what he could do in his dreams. You know, he'd be dreaming that he could sleep and fly to somebody, the person he's writing to, his dear. I'm going to do another one by Coleridge now, on the same theme. It's, well, connection by the theme of dreams, and this is his very well-known poem Kublakhan. And again, this was the theme of this poem, is all about the effects of the dream, of the romantic and mysterious in the poet's mind and even his body. So this is lots of imagery in here. Kublakhan, which Coleridge wrote whilst he was living on the Quantocks, or near the Quantocks in North Somerset. In Xanadu did Kublakhan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alph the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground, with walls and towers were girdled round, and there were gardens bright with sinuous rills, where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree, and here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. But oh, that deep romantic chasm which slanted down the green hill athwart a cedarn cover, a savage place as holy and enchanted, and ere beneath a waning moon was haunted by women wailing for her demon lover, and from this chasm with ceaseless turmoil seething, as if this earth's fast thick pants were breathing, a mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift half-intermitted burst huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail, or chafy grain beneath a thresher's fale, and mid these dancing rocks at once and ever it flung up momently the sacred river, 5 miles meandering with amazing motion. Through wood and dale the sacred river ran, then reached the caverns measureless to man, and sank in tumult to a lifeless ocean. Amid this tumult Kubla heard from far ancestral voices prophesying war. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves, where was heard the mingled measure from the fountain and the caves. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw. It was an Abyssinian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abora. Could I revive within me her symphony and song, to such a deep delight 'twould win me, that with music loud and long I would build that dome in air, that sunny dome, those caves of ice, and all who heard should see them there, and all should cry, beware, beware! His flashing eyes, his floating hair, weave a circle round him thrice, and close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honey dew hath fed, and drunk the milk of paradise. That's Kublakhan by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. How does that make you feel? Do you know that one? Have you heard it before? It is one of his well-known ones. Perhaps you have heard it. Perhaps it's your favourite. So yeah, that's two by Samuel Taylor Coleridge that I thought I'd start with today, from this lovely book, a little collection of poems by Coleridge, many of which he did write, as I say, whilst he was living down in North Somerset. So moving on now, I thought I would turn to my lovely little book here. This is Poems on Nature. It's a series of books. There's one on poems and happiness as well. There's a few of them. They're lovely little collectible books of poetry, and they're so beautiful. They've got lovely gold edging, you can see there, and lots of a lovely selection of poems to read and enjoy. And I said the one that I bought for myself, so this is my copy, is Poems on Nature. I know we have Poems of Happiness in various libraries across Wiltshire Council, which is also a really nice one with a nice selection. But I'm going to start with today one which in my garden, in spite of all the wind, we've got some beautiful snowdrops growing, and I love snowdrops at this time of year. It's one of my favourite flowers. Comes out, as I say, it's not even spring yet, but it's like it's a sign, isn't it, that spring is only just around the corner. And this is a poem by William Wordsworth, To a Snowdrop, and it does talk about that, about how spring is round the corner. So I'm going to share with you this afternoon, To a Snowdrop. Lone flower, hemmed in with snows and white as they, but hardy afar, once more I see thee bend, thy forehead as if fearful to offend, like an unbidden guest, though day by day storms sallying from the mountain tops waylay the rising sun, and on the plains descend, yet art thou welcome, welcome as a friend. Whose zeal outruns his promise, blue-eyed May shall soon behold this border thickly set, with bright jonquils their odours lavishing on the soft west wind and his frolic peers. Nor will I then thy modest grace forget, chaste snowdrop, venturous harbinger of spring, and pensive monitor of fleeting years. That's To a Snowdrop by William Wordsworth. Chaste snowdrop, venturous harbinger of spring. So yeah, it's almost like it's the front row of flowers. It comes out just, and it's so beautiful. I love the snowdrops at this time of year. It does talk, doesn't it, about, goodness me, day by day storms sallying from the mountain tops. Well, we've certainly felt that today, haven't we, with the storm that's surrounding us today, Storm Eunice. So that's To a Snowdrop, and I'm just going to quickly move on now, though, to another very short one in here, which also has some winds in, and this is a short one by Emily Bronte, and this is Spellbound. Okay, Spellbound by Emily Bronte. The night is darkening round me, the wild winds coldly blow, but a tyrant spell has bound me, and I cannot go. The giant trees are bending, their bare boughs weighed with snow, and the storm is fast descending, and yet I cannot go. Clouds beyond clouds above me, waste beyond waste below, but nothing drear can move me. I will not, cannot go. Spellbound by Emily Bronte. How does that one make you feel today? it's quite a short one, but it makes me, I feel it's actually quite a powerful one, isn't it? That someone is, you know, something big going around someone, but they're fast, they're steadfast in the middle of whatever it is that they're within. It talks again. It's got the wild winds. The wild winds coldly blow, and the storm is fast descending. Now, I hope you're all staying safe wherever you're listening to, wherever you are listening to this. We've had the winds down here, haven't we, in the southwest, and potentially some heavy rain. But of course, I think Scotland and up further north, they're going to get a lot of snow as well. So hopefully, they're going to be okay up, as I say, across up into Scotland. So. I've had a few poems which I've shared with you today, which have featured either wind or snow, but I thought I'd now move on to a few kind of light ones. I think we need warming up, don't we? So, and I thought one of the best ways is to have a little bit of humour, a bit of comedy, and a bit of lightness. The first one I'm actually going to share, though, is a ditty by Sir Philip Sidney. So this is a request, a favourite of one of my colleagues, Catherine, who is one of our information librarians. So she's one who specialises in anything to do with some of the IT side of things within the library and online resources and things like that, and including our Facebook pages. So this one is for Catherine. It's a ditty, as I say, by Sir Philip Sidney. He was born in 1554, so he was actually worked in the Elizabethan era. And this is a short one. Here it is. My true love hath my heart, and I have his. By just exchange one to the other given, I hold his dear, and mine he cannot miss. There never was a better bargain driven. My true love hath my heart, and I have his. His heart in me keeps him and me in one. My heart in him his thoughts and senses guides. He loves my heart, for once it was his own. I cherish his, because in me it bides. My true love hath my heart, and I have his. That's a ditty by Sir Philip Sidney, who was born in 1554 and worked in the Elizabethan era. I possibly should have included that poem last week when I had a love-themed collection of poems for Valentine's Day. You probably can see behind me, I've got a couple of Valentine cards behind me, which is rather lovely, and my tulips, which my husband bought me, which was a lovely gift, a lovely surprise on Valentine's Day last week. So I say, moving on now to this. I love this one. It's one of Hilaire Belloc's poems. He had a series of poems, didn't he? They were kind of like warning poems. I'm trying to think what the word was. There's another word that he used, but they're kind of like cautionary tales, I think, isn't it? Hilaire Belloc. Previously, I know I have read the poem Matilda Who Told Lies and Was Burned to Death. But today I'm going to show you another poem by Hilaire Belloc, and it's called Rebecca, Who Slammed Doors for Fun and Perished Miserably. So here we go. This is about Rebecca, a girl who slammed doors. A trick that everyone abhors is little girls is slamming doors. A wealthy banker's little daughter who lived in Palace Green, Bayswater, by name Rebecca Offendort, was given to this furious sport. She would deliberately go and slam the door like Billy-Ho to make her Uncle Jacob start. She was not really bad at heart, but only rather rude and wild. She was an aggravating child. It happened that a marble bust of Abraham was standing just above the door this little lamb had carefully prepared to slam, and down it came. It knocked her flat. It laid her out. She looked like that. Her funeral sermon, which was long and followed by a sacred song, mentioned her virtues, it is true, but dwelt upon her vices too, and showed the dreadful end of one who goes and slams the door for fun. The children who were brought to hear the awful tale from far and near were much impressed and inly swore they never more would slam the door, as often they had done before. That's Rebecca, who slammed doors for fun and perished miserably. Oh dear. It's a cautionary poem from Hilaire Belloc. So moving on, I've now got another poem from here, and I'm actually reading at the moment. This is my collection of comic poems. It's a series of books on the nation's favourites, and this one is the theme. They're all the comic poems. So I'm reading from a few of those today. And this one, the next one, is a poem by John Donne. And again, this is another request from one of my colleagues here at Wiltshire Library. So this is for Jess, who's our stock librarian at headquarters, and she suggested this poem today. It's called Song, and I say this is by John Donne, who is another poet who was actually born in the 1500s. He was born in 1572, so just not long after Sir Philip Sidney, actually. Anyway, here we go. This is a poem by John Donne called Song. Go and catch a falling star, get with child a mandrake root, tell me where all pastures are, or who cleft the devil's foot. Teach me to hear mermaids singing, or to keep off envy's stinging, and find what wind serves to advance an honest mind. If thou be'st born to strange sights, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days and nights, till age snow white hairs on thee. Thou, when thou returnest, wilt tell me all strange wonders that befell thee, and swear nowhere lives a woman true and fair. If thou find'st one, let me know, such a pilgrimage were sweet. Yet do not, I would not go, though at next door we might meet, though she were true when you met her, and last till you write your letter, yet she will be false ere I come to 2 or 3. That's Song by John Donne. He's not got a lot of faith in women, does he? I don't think, in this poem. He's basically saying that no woman is true or fair, and even if they are temporarily true, then they probably all be false later on. So not a lot of confidence in women. There you go, that's John Donne from the 1500s. Anyway, so I'm now going to finish with one more poem from this comic book. And this is one last week, one of the books I shared with you was Poems to Read Out Loud, and it's a lovely book which has a lot of short poems in, and it's recommends the poems that they're suggesting that you could learn off by heart. It's been seen as being quite a beneficial thing to do, to kind of learn your favourite poem by heart. It's good for your memory, it's good for kind of keeping your brain ticking, so it's a really good exercise. Various people learn some poems at school when they've studied them, but obviously some people learn poems that they just love from either from their childhood or at any age. And there's one poem that I learnt off by heart when I was a child, was this one I'm going to share with you, and it's actually by Edward Lear. And it's The Owl and the Pussycat. I am going to refer to it just in case I forget any of the words, but I think it is one that I do normally. I learned as a child, and this is one of my favourites. I had a beautiful illustrated book which had this in with beautiful pictures, and this is The Owl and the Pussycat. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a £5 note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. Oh, lovely pussy, oh, pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are, you are, you are, what a beautiful pussy you are. Pussy said to the owl, you elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married. Too long we have tarried, but what shall we do for a ring? They sailed away for a year and a day to the land where the bong tree grows, and there in a wood a piggy wood stood, with a ring at the end of his nose, his nose, his nose, with a ring at the end of his nose. Dear pig, are you willing to sell for a shilling your ring? Said the piggy, I will. So they took it away and were married next day by the turkey who lives on a hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince, which they ate with a runcible spoon, and hand in hand on the edge of the sand they danced by the light of the moon, the moon, the moon. They danced by the light of the moon. That was The Owl and the Pussycat by Edward Lear, which was one of my favourite poems when I was growing up. So that's my selection of poems for you today, and a couple of very ones with full of imagery at the start, the Kublakhan in particular, from Coleridge. Then a couple of ones which had the lovely Snowdrop one, and then we moved on and had some humorous ones. Which is your favourite today? Did you have a favourite? Perhaps you could let us know which is your favourite today, or what your favourite poem is. Anyway, thank you for joining me if you've been listening live, and if you're listening on catch up, I hope you're staying safe wherever you are. Anyway, take care and see you again soon. Bye.